Virgo, welcome to your August messages. For those of you who are looking to meet your spirit guide, there is a link in the description, and I'll put one up in the corner for you to meet your own spirit guide. It is a free meditation. Without further ado, let's get into your messages. So it looks like your personal growth lesson this month, and it's kind of like the bigger, deeper issue going on in your life. Soul of a lesson, if you want to call it that, is it's kind of like you're learning how to work together with people when there's conflict with people. Right now there's a little bit of hyper seeing your point of view and your truth, and not quite recognizing that they may have a different point of view and they may have a different truth. One good example I can give you is when Will Smith went onto that public stage and slapped some other guy and said, "Get my wife's name out of your mouth." America had a "you don't hit people, you don't do that," but I know a lot of Asian cultures were like, "Yeah, he's a man, he's protecting his family, that's good, he's strong." So those people just value different things and they see it completely differently. That's kind of the lesson you're going through right now, is that, well, here's what's going on for me, here's my truth, this is how I feel. Can we touch base to see what are you thinking and feeling? How did you view this? Because otherwise you're going to come down hard and be like, you owe me an apology, when the other person might be, you're not even trying to see it from my point of view, so the other person isn't going to be seen. So it kind of looks like you're learning how to navigate interpersonal conflict, or just different points of view in relationship right now. That's your next kind of level of growth. And it looks like what's crossing that is the Empress card. And so that indicates that there's likely someone that's motivating you to grow, because you're kind of at a place of where you can't understand why it's not working with them. You can't understand why they're in and out of your life. And it's just know that that person also feels that you're in and out of their life, and that it's kind of all about you. So there's something really beautiful motivating you, and that you can't quite understand to learn that lesson. And it looks like the human level, your power in that lesson is the Two of Airs. That's indicating that you're kind of acting like it's all on the other person and nothing to do with you. I'm like, well, how can I communicate with them when every time I reach out, they'll say a sentence and then run away? But you could say, hey, I don't get it. Can you please help me understand what made you run that time? Because I was trying to connect with you. It looks like there needs to be a little bit of vulnerability on your side with hey, my intention is to create a long lasting life mate relationship with you. Or my intention is to create a long lasting casual relationship with you. We can meet up once or twice a month and just enjoy a physical outlet. It's there's a little bit of a need to state your intention, because that's what's causing insecurity in the other person. There's quite a few things going on, but I could tell you that's one of the things. So you're just acting like you're at the mercy and the whim of this person's emotions. And though I would agree that they are an emotional person, there is something you could do about it. Be willing to lead the conversation. Be willing to be vulnerable first. Okay, because it looks like in the recent past, there's just been a lot of disappointment, and and you're recognizing dang, we could have been hanging out, we could have been having fun. I don't know, there's just a lot of disappointment surrounding this particular relationship for you. And it looks like in the current moment, you actually are trying to do your bigger lesson, because you got the Balance Major Arcana card. So that's the card of waiting for perfect timing, meaning you both have to be relaxed, have a regulated nervous system. You can't be rushing home from work to, okay, you need to blah 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 blah, you need to talk to me when you solve this, right? You both have to be relaxed. You both have to be in a state of mind where you're focused on the person, not something else, right? Because if someone's in their head, if they're thinking about how they're going to pay rent next month, and you're trying to talk about how can we get together and closer, they're not going to be able to hear everything you're saying, right? So there is a need for bringing it up at the perfect time. I don't want to say perfect time, but bringing it up at a good time for both of you. But it's also looks like you are trying to do okay, This has to work for both of us. So you're recognizing that right now. Let me get a clarifying card on that one. Yeah, you're at a point where it's this has to work for both of us, or like I will be willing to like move away. It kind of looks like you do have a yearning for this person and like you would want them in your lives. It's just kind of like a can I meet their needs, everything that they want, can I meet it, can I even do it, are they even able to express it? Because you definitely have your doubts about this person. But I do think that if you talk to them when you're both calm and clear, the Ace of Water, there's love there. That's that attraction, that's that chemistry, and you got the like the Devil card, which is that like sexy adult time card, the pleasure card, the like ecstasy card, the so there's physical attraction there, and there's like attraction there too. So it like the little pieces are there, the seeds are there. Whether you're gonna water them and plant them together, that's up to you guys. Because like going into the near future, you kind of are willing to like end it and just be over it and be done with it and start the new chapter of your life. All right, let's see. What else do we got for you guys? Your personal power this month. Your personal power this month, Virgo, you've clearly been working hard because you got the take a break card, and it's like it's the card of it's literally the card of you've been working too much, you've been taking on too much, you've been kind of like jumping back to back to back to activities because I can handle it, I can do it, I'm organized, I'm proficient. And you know, there was a video I made many years ago that talked about there's like three bodies that a human has. There's a mental body, the emotional body, and the physical body. So the physical body is like how much physical time do you have in a day, and also like the physical strength of your body. Right? There's only so many pounds you can lift. There's only so many hours in a day that you're awake. And it looks like right now you're kind of going, I could do the meeting from 9 to 10. I'll give myself 10, 15 minutes to take the notes. Then 10:15 to 11:15, I can do this. And then I'm taking my 30-minute lunch, my 20-minute meditation. And then I'm jumping into work for 2 hours. And then, like, you're just literally stacking too much in your day. And what happens when people do that, from my observation of working with thousands of clients, is that this overwhelms their mental body, because there's also just so many things that you can keep track of on your mind. And yes, there are things like systems that you can implement in technology, like a project management system, but that still takes up some mental bandwidth too. So the amount of stuff that you're like doing because you have time on your calendar is not allowing you enough time to have a mental break. That's one. There's like 7 areas of happiness, guys. And one area is when you just take that mental break and you enter into a different reality. So oftentimes people do that through meditation or a movie. That's not meditation. So it's when you watch a movie, but it's something that doesn't trigger any emotions, and it's something non-serious. So it has to be like watching a stupid, trashy reality TV show, or watching like a fantasy movie, watching a fiction movie, because it takes you out of your reality and into another one. It just gives your mind that break, like being immersed in a different reality for that mental break. And like you're not giving yourself time to do that. That can also be met by sometimes when you call someone else and you just listen to their stories, not someone who's like emotional dumping on you or like negative Nancy, right? But it's someone who's, oh my God, do you want to hear about my latest work story? And they have this like cool synchronistic story about how they, you know, got everyone like 30 times more productive, and how the boss didn't think she could do it, but she pulled it off. So you can also get it met by like hanging out with friends who are at least neutral to happy in their life. And it looks like you're just not making the time to like to do that, as well as like, I don't know, maybe the time to sleep. You're just taking on too much. You're taking on like the weight of the world, the problem of the world, and like other people. And it looks like, okay, so move on to the next card. Personal power. Outside influences. Okay, you got the King of Ears, the outside influences. So that means that you have a lot of people looking to you for reassurance. You have a lot of people looking to you, I want to say, for like guidance in their life and for like what to do, how do we handle that? Or like, oh, there was this recent outbreak. How do we wash our food to make sure we're safe? Like, it seems like you just have a lot of people depending on you. I mean, gosh, okay. You have a lot of people depending on you, and like that's what's preventing the stall in your love life. You like, you know, you have a pie of your time, and you're leaving like one little sliver for the perfect person. the perfect person will just fit right into my life perfectly. But like, guys, everyone has to swallow this bitter pill at some point in their life. Like, how old are you? Has that perfect person fallen into your life yet? Okay. And number two, it's not about finding the perfect person. It's about finding someone who you guys are agreeable, compatible, and then you guys have conversations and dialogue for here's the type of relationship that we want to build. I want to make sure that we connect every Sunday, like half a day where we just get to cuddle and just be like present in the moment with each other. And, I'd love to make your meal prep and I'd love to see you every day for dinner with the kids. Like, you guys have to build that. You can't expect them to be, oop, boop, here they are. Even like that does kind of happen, or it's like, oh my God, I was ready, they were ready, they popped into my life, but you still have to make the time to have those conversations for like, hey, Sundays are important to me to connect. And you might have to be like, okay, well, I have to rearrange some stuff because normally Sunday I'm like calling all these people to help them. So you need to allow that time for even for the perfect person. Um, and it's kind of like you're taking on responsibility for people that you shouldn't be. And I always like to describe it to clients of you have like your inner circle, right? You have your center dot, which is your primary attachment figure. Parents, it could be a loved one, it could be a best friend. And then you have your inner circle, which those are like your better friends. And I think from the book, I think you can have up to 10 close friends in your life. Anything over that, people get a diluted version of you and you're like jumping around between friendships instead of really being in the moment, enjoying those friendships to the fullest. So it goes the dot, your primary attachment figure, 1, 2 people, then your inner circle, and then so you have to learn the outer circle. That like those are theys. And it can be hard and it can hurt to like say no to people. Like they're like, man, they really need my help, my advice, but like, do you want the love of your life in your life? Or do you want all these people who just depend on you and don't give much back to your life? That's one reason why I do go live every day on YouTube at 10 a.m. and I channel a fresh message from Spirit. It's for those people who can't afford a session with me. I'm like, I make myself available every day at 10 a.m. for free. And then $20 if you want a specific question just to you. So I make myself available, but I do it in a way that works for me instead of people messaging me, like, hey, I need help with this, but I don't have a lot of money. I used to be just like pulled in so many directions. Now it's like, hey, I can help you with that. Come to my live on YouTube. Most of the time they don't show up. So I hope you hear that. Most of the time they don't show up when I make myself available for free. The people around you, like they're gonna have to find a new resource. It does look like, though, I pulled the clarifying card, that seeds have been planted for you to be releasing these people. You've been sometimes kind of directing like, hey, for that, I actually need you to go read this book, and then you could, after reading the book, then come ask me if you have any questions or not. Or maybe you've been trying to like get them to go see someone else, another professional, like, hey, that's something deeper than I can help you with in 15 minutes. I do think you need to sit down with a professional who can purely focus on you for an hour just to get the appropriate level of support that you need. So the seeds are planted for you to be able to like let go of that. Oh, wow. If you can, there's a little bit of a hang up of like, but how will I be needed? How will I be valued? If you can get past that limiting belief, you got the Knight of Fire clarifying that, so you'll be able to like take off and live your life with like more passion, feeling alive again, feeling energy again, just that good old vitality and life force moving through you. So the seeds are planted. Okay, so let's get into your hopes or fears. Oh, well, you got a hope card. You want the 10 of water. So you do want that emotional contentment and that emotional fulfillment with the family that you created, not the family that you were born into and that they then like made other babies. But you're looking for like, I don't want to say the one, but you're definitely looking for like that person who has your back. That person who, if you say no to something like, hey, I'm so sorry, I can't help you. And the person's like, you're selfish, you're greedy, you're self the money. It's that person who can go home to go, oh, babe, I'm so sorry they said that to you. No, come let me massage you. They're putting too much on you. They're the one being, the poopy butt. Like, babe, you deserve rest and relaxation. So it's kind of, you're just looking for that person who's in your corner. Okay, so I understand your earlier message, the beginning soul level lesson. I can see why, if you're taking on that much pressure and have that much expectations put on you, I could see why when you get into your romantic relationships where you're like, well, this is what I need out of a partner, you just don't have the time to recognize that even though you want that person in your corner, that person wants the person who's in their corner too, and that's going to take time. So you either want the time to build that relationship, or you're going to do the time to like nurture all the other people. Um, okay, it does look like for the outcome of the month, you got the Eight of Fire, which is the card of like energy picking up. It is the card of like communication, and like kind of smooth sailing communication. So it does kind of look like you're gonna like work through these issues with with the person and with telling other people they have to go elsewhere. Um, yeah. Okay. Is there anything else you want Virgo to know? What you want is worth defending. If it is like the one that we're talking about, or to work less, like whatever it is, it's worth defending. Um, because like you kind of are experiencing it's a tower card moment, and those are the moments where you're like, I'm exhausted, I'm burned out, I can't give anymore. Or it can be those moments where you're like crying on the floor, just recognizing how hard life's been for you, and or how hard you've been making it from just like belief systems that aren't helping you. So it's worth defending what it is that you want, which essentially is like work less and have less people depending on you and have a person in your corner. Because if you don't go for it, you're gonna have a tower moment, which is like it just feels like the rug gets pulled out from underneath you, and it like that's when life's not pretty. But if you can kind of admit it, like I have to just go through this wobble emotion phase, and like I need that person in my corner, so I guess I need to make time to be the person in their corner too. You got the Page of Water, so like there is love there. There's a chance for love, reciprocal love, tending to each other. Like once you recognize that a relationship is like a plant and it needs to be tended to like blossom and flourish. All right, Virgo, I hope that video helped you. Give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, let me know what you're thinking. And don't forget, if you want to meet your spirit guide, the meditation is up here in the corner. If you'd like to come live and hang out, I go live 10 a.m. Eastern time every day. Just channel fresh messages from spirit, and then I'm happy to answer any question you want. If you want a personal reading, the link for that is in the description down below. Lots of love, guys. Bye.